Give me just a second.
What is up, everybody? I believe we're live.
How's everybody doing tonight?
How you doing, Adam? Nice to pop in.
Let's see if
I don't know how many we'll get. It's Sunday night. What's up, Lakes? If you want a link, I'll send you one. Or I'll just throw the link up. I was thinking we'd try to stick to some type of subject tonight, the world of electronics. It's a vast thing, not just cars.
automated machinery. Pain in the ass.
Cars.
Hey, Lakes.
You know who Cajun Coin Hunter is?
I surely do.
He works, I think, on TVs and radios and all that kind of shit.
Oh man, resistors and capacitors.
I think he even can fix instrument clusters and.
Damn. Good with a soldering iron.
See, that's where I suck. I'm not that good with a soldering iron. Not in a really small, confined space.
No, I can do wiring and stuff like that.
I'm too shaky.
Jobs,
when it comes down to something you got to be really careful with, I'm too shaky. I think it's from all the years of air tools and shit. 28 years of using air tools has caught up with me.
That could do it. I mean, I fixed panels on the ice makers. You know, we have digital panels and stuff where they've got water in them, and I've torn them apart, dried them out, and found fuses in there and got them to come back to life. But I can't say I'm an expert on it. You know, I know just enough to be dangerous. I had to fix our stretch wrapper. It wouldn't even.
Lost your volume again.
Sorry about that. Damn phone started ringing.
Does it automatically mute when the phone rings?
Yeah, the mic goes away. I'm trying to figure out if I got any hours this week because they won't call them in for me.
Talk about electronics. I got electronic nightmares up the ass I got to deal with next week.
Oh no.
I got a bunch of cars. I got like 3 cars at the shop with communication problems, man. I got a Toyota Sienna. I think it's a 2013 Toyota Sienna. It says it's throwing a U0073 code stating that CAN bus offline. But yet, I see all the scan data out of the ABS unit, and that's where it's setting the code is in the ABS unit. And then in my service manual, I look up that code, and I really don't get much of shit. It doesn't really tell me much of shit. You know, it says check the modules. So it's basically what it says. Check the modules. There's got to be more to it than that. Tell me more about it. It's basically saying there's a voltage loss issue momentarily that's causing that code to set.
Like a pin's coming loose, or
I don't know. I didn't get that deep. I didn't get that deep into it Saturday.
Wow. That doesn't sound.
I got 3 cars there with CAN bus issues. Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the strongest in the world at diagnosing CAN bus failures.
Hey, Tarek.
Tell me about electrical nightmares. My drill dough went berserk last night. Oh no! Slapped the pink right off that, didn't it?
Leave it to Sarah. Talk about the brown-eyed girlfriend.
Went from brown to
Just gotta
purple.
use more lube. You gotta use more lube, Tarek. That's all. It's all good.
Oh, I mean, you figure it out. It'll make you. It'll make you better. I mean, but you might pull some hair out trying to figure it out.
What's up, diabolical? Tarek's never shown you his drill dough.
He's got to mount that thing in the end of a sawzall.
Well, it's a serious piece of equipment.
I wonder if it's got automation.
It's bigger than a baby's arm, I'll tell you that.
Baby's arm holding a bowling ball.
I stole that line from the movie Pump Up the Volume. I don't know if you remember that with Kristen Slater.
Baby's arm holding an apple.
No, is it bigger than a baby's arm?
Yeah.
What's up, M. Leeser? You sure you just didn't put Energizer batteries in it, Tarek?
Sounds to me like.
Last week was a long week.
Oh, tell me about it.
It was
This
weird.
week, better.
I don't think I had one car that was like a common normal issue. Everything that came in was like off the wall shit.
No fucking fun.
Hi, Jamie.
What is up?
Hey, Jamie. A commercial gate opener. It can hammer with force. Where's Eric? If you don't get in here now, you ain't getting paid.
Were you at the Vice Factory again?
Yeah.
Were you working 7 days a week?
Basically. It'll all be over soon. I'll die. A friend of mine called me from Long Beach last night. I guess they bumped down the retirement age at the port, so he thinks a bunch of guys are going to be retiring in the next 2 years. And now he's bugging me to get my welding cert and go work at the port.
Tarek's using industrial power.
483 phase is the way to go. You can reverse direction on that thing instantaneously. Put a brake on it.
So you got anything special lined up tomorrow, Adam, or just a normal day?
I got to go to a farmer's field and pull a couple cylinders off a backhoe that need to be seals redone in them, and that'll take up most of the day. It's a harvest season here, so I've been pretty busy the last couple weeks.
Yeah, most things it's harvest season here too.
Yeah.
The only thing they're not harvesting yet is probably
Hey, Ken.
pumpkins, apples, and feed corn.
Yeah, they haven't done apples yet here either. It's mostly been potatoes.
What is up, East Coast Kent? Good to see you on, Eek.
But like Saturday, I was out for almost 14 hours doing stuff.
Sorry about that, guys. It was Mrs. Frosty. Well, Tarek, I'm still at the ice plant. Unfortunately.
Weren't you working at the propeller place?
Yeah, I'm 9 to 5.
Frosty, that's at the top right corner, Eek.
Yeah, he's only 23 years old. But he works 96 hours a week. Give me a second, gentlemen. Let me get these guys paid. I'll be right back.
What's up, Pat?
Hey,
Thanks
Pat.
for stopping in. Yeah, Theo was out and about tonight, and he was tired, so he didn't do a stream.
Tarek, we have no smoke here. It's been pretty breezy the last couple days, so that's been keeping it away.
All right, that's good. That's a good question, Eek. I know I'm subscribed to him, but I don't know his exact channel, so I'll have to wait for Frosty to get back.
What's that, Dave?
Oh, East Coast Ken was asking what your link to your channel is.
It should just be Frosty the Iceman 79. Sorry about that. I'll be done here in just a minute.
Seriously, if another freaking light bulb goes out in this house today, I'm gonna like. I don't know what's going on. I must have installed all these LED light bulbs at the same time. These are all dying at the same time.
Are they catching fire or are they just...
What's that?
Are they catching on fire or just dying?
Oh, they're just dying.
Remember the old ones, the cheap ones used to catch on fire, the little ballast thing. Oh yes, Tarek. I pretty much did pack my bags. I'm working 9 to 5 airplane propeller shop, and I'm helping out here until I train somebody to do at least some of what I do. So I'm not leaving these guys without a way to operate.
That's good on you for doing that.
Well, I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't hate the owner. I'm still his friend. It's time for me to move on. It doesn't have to be ugly. It don't have to be like a divorce. Of course, they don't give you any notice when they fire you, so
Yeah.
Maybe
I think
should
you should.
text my
I
dad.
think your last day you should clothesline your boss and freaking give him a drop kick, and then ask him what you gonna do when Frosty the Iceman runs wild on you.
Funny.
Turn
Fucking
around and walk away.
DDT right on the shop desk. The Tombstone Pile Driver.
Let's light out where you guys are.
Mikey?
We got smoke from the fires in Canada. We probably had 3 days of it. One day was really bad. You could actually like smell it, smell the fire. Yeah. Yeah, see? The dog? Only one of them, right? I'm not doing something. I can go in a few minutes. Like 20.
Do, 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 do. Got the barbecue going.
What you cooking tonight?
2 porterhouse steaks. But I
Nice
got a
cut.
customer who's supposed to be showing up anytime. He keeps telling me he's 10 minutes away for the last like 2 hours. So it's hard to plan stuff when people do stuff like that.
Porterhouse is a beautiful cut. You got your New York strip, and then you got your fillet.
I've been rearranging my shop all weekend. I still got probably another 3 days of it. But hopefully this will be the last rearrangement for some time.
How big is your shop?
It's 1,200 square feet. It's bigger than my house. Technically, my house is only listed at 800 square feet. Because there was a 1-car garage that's been converted to a bedroom, but not officially. So.
Yeah.
If interest rates ever drop back down, I might. I don't even know if I can give a shit about the interest rates. I kind of keeping an eye out for a new piece of land. I want a little bit more property, and I want to be able to put up a nice garage, something I can put at least 4 or 5 cars in, and at least have 2 hoists in it for my retirement years. Or if I just want to honestly tell my company to go fuck themselves and work for myself.
Yeah,
I figured about
I just really love a bigger shop.
$65,000, I could build a hell of a nice garage.
Yeah. My shop's pretty much plumb full now. So I need to start. Some of my machines are going on my back patio. So.
It's the problem I got. My garage is too small. The house is big enough. The garage is too small. House is actually bigger than I personally need. And the house is around 2,100 square foot, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, full basement, small garage, small 2-car garage. Well, that's a standard 2-car garage.
I'm trying to leave. He needs to leave too.
I'd like to have a shop with a thicker floor in it.
Well, that would be one thing I'd probably, if I ever built my own garage, I'd probably pour it a 6-inch depth of high pressure concrete.
Like this machine right here, this weighs 10,000 pounds.
What are that?
That's a 5-foot arm radial arm drill.
God damn.
And then this lathe, this weighs 14,000 pounds. It's a 22-inch swing by a 12-foot lathe.
A knee knocker.
I got a couple machines I'm eyeing that are a little bigger than those, and I'm in a residential area. So those are crazy big machines for a residential shop.
Diabolical wants to see a closer look at that drill.
Go back over here. Okay, like here's the column it raises up on. That's a 14-inch solid column.
Damn.
It goes up on. It's got I don't know how the light's going to be. The drill head has a 7.5 horse motor, 3-phase, that just runs the drill cutter head. And then there's a 5-horse motor up there that just raises the arm up and down.
What time did you come in, Eric?
Well, 8:30, but lunch till 9, I guess would be.
I have drill bits up to 4-inch for it.
That's got to be a pricey piece of equipment.
Actually, the bigger they are, the cheaper they are because no one likes to move them. I paid.
That's the same thing with women.
Yeah. I paid $2,000 for that drill.
I shouldn't have said that.
All right. Brandon needs
pension. How you doing?
bringing the key for that.
So let's tell Brandon to stick around.
Stick around and wait for Emmett.
It's still busting that. Hang on just for a minute. Let my phone charge.
That's fine by me. Is the shop door closed or is it still open?
It's open. When we close it.
Back my truck to the door.
I need 10,000 pounds of ice.
You got it. You want that delivered?
By the time you deliver it to me, it'd be melted.
I got refrigerated trucks, baby.
That'd probably be the most expensive ice I ever bought.
You're probably right about that.
What is that? Probably about 1,900 miles.
Jesus, I wouldn't even know how to quote that.
I mean, what is the distance? Just say, I don't live in Detroit. But say Los Angeles to Detroit's got to be like 1,900 miles.
Long way to go. There should be plenty of ice on the ground in Detroit.
Clicked the wrong button there.
What'd you say about ice in Detroit?
Should be ice on the ground in Detroit. No, or is it still
No.
hot?
No, we won't have ice until you never know when we'll have ice. We could have shitty weather before Thanksgiving, or we could have nice weather all the way up to Christmas. I mean, it'll start to it definitely get colder, but
It checks out. Give me a
it's
second.
different every year. It's different every year.
Well, it's like that out here too.
And there are years that we just get hammered with cold and snow, and there are years that we get almost nothing.
Okay, guys, I got to drop out for this probably 15, 20 minutes. My customer showed up.
Uh-oh.
You go smack him and tell him what 10 minutes is. After he
Zip.
pays you.
Zip, I'll be back on shortly.
All right, have a good one, Adam.
Well, I'm going to put the boss's money away.
You put out any videos for Aussie lately?
Nothing, and I started recording one today. I was working on a little mini bike engine in my. Well, I was listening for the phone, but I couldn't get anything solid. People kept walking in and talking and sneezing and coughing, and I haven't had time to put anything up. I feel bad about it too, but I'll get something up there.
That's what we all tell him, Eek. It was more than 2 seconds. It had to be at least 4 or 5. That's like 10 minutes in a guy's life.
Takes 4 to 5 seconds just to get it out. I don't move that fast anymore. It takes 10 to 15 seconds for me to realize I'm even interested. Oh, Denny, you got my keys? Oh, Eric's got them, doesn't he? Shit. Eric, I wanted you to back that truck up so I could load this into it. Wait, let me see those keys. Here, I need those keys for a minute. Almost out of here. It'll be a whole 12 hours before I got to see the place again. And here I thought I left the company. I got to call the owner tonight, figure out a way to tell him one of his drivers rear-ended somebody. That was always fun.
So you left your box behind at that shop?
Yeah, the general box. If I'm going to make the room to store a big old box, it's going to be 26 or 27 inches deep.
I still like the 30-inch deep. I'm trying to think. My Master Series, is it 30 inches deep or 29?
Yeah, see, Masters would be the shit.
I think it's 29. They advertise it as 30, but I think it's like 29 actually in the drawer.
The one I've been looking at is either a Heritage or a Classic.
Those are 20, what, 5?
I think they're 25. But if I wait, I could get a Masters and just get it used. I mean, I'm seeing them for $3,000, $3,500.
I'm thinking about stepping up to Epic,
Damn.
but what I want is not going to be cheap. And right now, my Snap-on guy, he ain't budging with me, and I know he's getting at least 40% off the MSRP of the box, and I'm willing to give him cash.
Do you really need an Epic?
No, but it'd be my retirement present.
Ah, I got you.
I worked with it for a few years, and I had a badass box for my house or my new shop when I find what I'm looking for and build it.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know how many channels out there you watch. You ever watch Diabolical's channel?
Sometimes.
You ever seen
Good
his
setup.
toolbox?
Huge.
You ever seen his toolbox?
Yeah, it's gigantic.
That not only holds tools, it'll hold a couple dead bodies too.
Yeah. This is my old
That's a
box.
gorgeous box. I don't think I need something quite that big, but hell, you never know.
See, I'd like the Snap-on equivalent to that, or even the Williams box is all right.
What's that? A Masters right there?
No, this is a U.S. General.
Oh, I'm
Shit box.
too far away from it.
Yeah, good from far, far from good. But yeah, even the Williams version is only $2,900, and it's 55 inches. You could put a locker on it, side cabinet.
You
That's
also
really all.
can. Thanks for stopping in.
All right, gentlemen. I think we should definitely get out of here. Where's Brandon?
Brandon, he's right here.
Okay, he's got to wait for Emmett to bring the key to that other truck. We can't park that thing. He took off with the goddamn keys. Isn't that fun?
There's a shop not too far from me that the owner of the shop, and they're a higher end shop. They specialize in European vehicles. That owner's box is just freaking amazing. I can't remember how many feet long it is, but it's absolutely huge.
I've seen some guys with just banks of cabinets. Banks of them. But do you need all that storage?
Depends how many tools you have.
That's very true.
I mean, some guys just aren't doing mechanical work. Some guys have tools for mechanical, for not just. Some guys got stuff for gasoline. Some guys got a lot of gasoline and diesel tools, and then you got the guys that do a little bit of everything. That do welding, you do paint work, carpentry work, and all that. And they want to store all their tools in their box. It's amazing how quick you fill something up if you're you're like a jack of all trades.
Yeah, that's what happened to my box. All those blow molded cases. I started taking stuff out. Blow molded cases eat up your toolbox space like right away quick.
That's probably why they're making blow molded cases. Why do you think they're all making? Why do you think they're all making that stuff in those foam holders now?
Yeah, take up all your drawer space.
And the foam is nice, but like I said, it takes up a lot of space.
I'll be right back, Dave. I got to run and grab one thing, and then I'm jumping in the truck here.
I think I finally solved my gnat problem. No, you are correct, Diabolical. It does not take long to film up.
The fuck, Eric? You're supposed to back up the truck, dumb dumb.
So how to auto repair? How you been? If you're still on.
Officially. That was vicious. What would one call it? Savage.
That's what the kids call it nowadays.
Savage.
Or cringe.
That's gay. You're not allowed to say gay anymore, are you? Questioning.
Positive.
All right, guys. Everybody
Yeah,
punch
and these are the freaking
Brandon.
gnats or fruit flies, or whatever you want to call it. All the flies. And mosquitoes been crazy here. I think they know they're about to die from cold weather. It's getting cooler at night, and they're acting stupid now. They're all over the place.
Okay, I am officially out of here.
So, out of all the tools you have, and this goes for everybody in chat, what is the most commonly used tool that you own?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Or the favorite tool that you have?
Favorite tool? You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
A welder's a good tool, man.
Yeah, welders are great. What do I use every day?
I think the tool I use the most, I have more than one of them. And that is a tough question.
That is a very tough question.
Like when I'm doing engine work, like tear down, disassembly the top half of a motor.
Right here. Let me see.
I have to say the CT 861 snap-on impact, 3/8 impact. I use the shit out of that because it does things the 761 could never handle. It's got so much more reverse power, it's not funny. And it's small, compact, no airline hook to it. Battery life is great with it. I can just sit there and just fly on a tear down. You can say that again. I just cut my grass today because I had the chance to, because it keeps raining here. And I had to go over it twice. Because it was too damn long, made a mess. But when it comes to the end of the day, I don't know if there's a favorite tool. The favorite tool is probably the tool that you need at the moment that you're so damn glad you have.
You know, I grab that damn electric ratchet all the time. If it's not the electric ratchet, it's a Klein 11-in-1 screwdriver that it's like Inspector Gadget. Got nut drivers on it, a Schrader core tool, screwdrivers. But honestly, the thing that comes out of my pocket and gets used on something the most out of the day is my fucking pocket knife. You know, once you get used to carrying a good pocket knife and you use it for, you know, everything, sometimes that really becomes your buddy, you know.
Yeah, both of them are nice tools. It's just amazing the reverse power that the 861 has over the 761.
The 861's the brushless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a bit
861
more
is,
reverse torque.
I don't have one yet. I'm gonna pay off my box first, my cart, and then I'm gonna get an 861 and the 1/4-inch drive. What is it, the 825? The
I don't
pisser is,
know,
it's
but I
another
hardly ever
battery
use it.
platform.
What's that?
It's another battery platform. I mean, do they have anything else in the 14.4 line? Well, they got ratchets, right?
They got a lot of tools. They got ratchets, grinders, drills.
I need another drill like I need a fucking hole in the head. I got lots of drills.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the 14.4.
I'm always up for another die grinder.
Now, I will admit, I do not have any of the 18-volt snap-on tools.
I had a guy try and give me an 18-volt snap-on drill, and I gave it back to him. It just didn't impress me. Big and heavy and clunky. It's probably a nice drill.
Like I said, I have no experience with the 18. Well, I have experience with 18-volt impact. He's one of the guys I used to work with, had him. But it's a powerful impact. It's one of the newer ones. I think it's a 980 or whatever, 960. I don't remember the exact part number, but
You I do grab a 3/8 battery impact or a 3/8 battery ratchet pretty damn often. I mean, even at the propeller shop, when you're tearing one down, it's okay to tear it apart with air or tear it apart with a battery. You just don't want to put it together that way.
No, that's not the best. You can't. Well, you can slowly run stuff down with it. You still got to torque it.
Yeah,
Sure.
you got to start it by hand. You got to start it by hand, and you got to torque it. Everything there is fine thread. Even like 5/16 and 3/8 bolts are fine thread.
I agree with you
Half
there.
of 12.
I think not only is the Milwaukee superior, I think the DeWalt superior too to the Snap-on. When it comes to the 18 volt, 20 volt, whatever you want to call them, grinders.
And I've got an old brushed DeWalt drill and driver that will not die. I've never had a big battery or anything for them, but they just work. I don't want to say they do anything better than anything else, but they are reliable as hell.
Well, one thing that sucks about battery or cordless tools is the cost of the batteries.
Yeah. I have been happy with that M12 line. Stuff that I have, I've been really happy with my M12 stuff.
I think like Snap-on, their 14.4 volt batteries, I think are like 100 and 100 something.
Yeah, they're fucking pricey. I mean, how many sizes do they have?
That's MSRP. But
how many different sizes can you get them in, too?
one size.
Yeah. So they don't have extended sizes or different amperage?
I think the biggest one, the newest one they have is a 2.5 amp hour battery, I think, for the 14.4.
That's plenty big.
It works. It does the job. It lasts. And I do like their ratchets. And I do have I do have Milwaukee cordless ratchets also. And I do like the Snap-ons over the Milwaukees.
Yeah, the Milwaukee always feels like it's going to break when you pull on something. I mean, knock on wood, it hasn't broke yet. I've had that thing for years, but it creaks and pops, and it's not happy when you're really trying to pull on something.
Everybody's had different experiences. I know a lot of guys sit there and say, "Oh, my Snap-on cordless ratchet, every time I turn around, it's broken. It's broken. It's broken. It doesn't work."
Well, it's not a breaker bar.
Guys say the same thing about their Milwaukee tool. The biggest problem I have with the Milwaukee 12 volt, with the old batteries and all that, I used to the 12 volt M12s, is batteries would fall out on me.
I haven't had that.
The tool works fine. A lot of guys don't like the paddle. I prefer the button on the Snap-on. I definitely prefer the paddle on the Snap-on, but I mean the button. I like the trigger, the button on the Snap-on. But
the rocker trigger?
Huh?
The rocker trigger up and down?
Yeah, well, the button, you just push it in and out. On the ratchet, I'm saying.
Oh, on the ratchet. Okay, on the
I think on like the
impact gun, I like.
CT-861, 761, the rocket trigger is amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, that thing is just outstanding. They hit a home run with that one. And
But
there was nothing wrong with the 761.
The paddle that Milwaukee's still using, I can deal with too, because I mean, that's why I started with for shit the first 10, 12 years of my career was using the rocker, or not a rocker, but the paddle switch on the air ratchet. That's all they had back when I first started. I think Snap-on was the first to come out with a button air-powered ratchet too.
Yeah. Yeah, I still use a butterfly impact. That's got a rocker paddle on top, left or right.
Well, most of your die grinders and grinders that are air-powered have a paddle switch.
Yeah. Well, they could have an on-off switch, a locking switch, or they can have the paddle. I prefer the paddle on those. Air grinders, they've all got a paddle. Some of them I like the safety better than others, but that's Air Tools. They got the little safety switch. You got to either push up or down. Those things can get in the way.
I am used to the paddle also. I'm laser. I can use either one. I just prefer the Snap-on. The other thing I do prefer about Snap-on is if it's out of warranty and it fails, when you send it in, for the most part, you basically get back like either a totally brand new tool or it's like 95% brand new. What's up, Chef Shade Tree?
Hey, Chef.
I mean,
I want to see how that.
Snap-on's flat rate repair is a no bullshit process.
I want to see how Chef's toolbox is coming.
Well, Tarek, on that note, I agree with you. I've had zero issues with my Snap-on ratchets. And I think the same thing can happen with Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
But due to the amount of Milwaukee ratchets Milwaukee sells, overall, they probably have less failure rate than a Snap-on. Because I'm sure Milwaukee sells 10 or 20 times the ratchets that Snap-on does. Cordless ratchets.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Well, they're commercial. They're in Home Depot. They're in Northern Tool. They're
and they're peddling them. They're including them in a bunch of kits too. They bundle them together. I've had that M12 ratchet of mine for. My wife bought it for me before we were married. Bought it for me for our first Christmas together. I still have that ratchet, the brushed M12 drill and driver, the, what do you call that fucking thing, the hacksaw, the one-handed sawzall. They all still work perfect. One thing they've got,
pricey. I hope they came back looking like new.
One thing that Milwaukee's got with that M12 line over the 14.4 is that new battery, what is it, a CP 2.5? I mean, that battery is tiny, and it doesn't hardly extend away from the tool. So if you grab like that little 1/4-inch battery impact of mine, it is tiny. I mean, really tiny. Even the 3/8 stubby with a short battery in it, really tiny, lightweight. I mean, you can run that thing all damn day, and you don't feel like you're lugging anything around.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the half-inch drive impacts, like the high torques, just do that reason. I have them, but I
They're big.
have them when air is not available. I do like DeWalt's newest mid torque. It's not too heavy, it's not too mean on your wrist, and it does just about everything you need to do on a cart.
I have the rigid mid torque.
It's impressive how much power the new mid torque has.
Oh yeah, I've got the rigid mid torque, like the octane. It's a little bit lighter than the M18 fuel. It is a bad sumbitch. I mean, it'll outdo an Ingersoll 231 all day long.
What's up, Sergio?
And then I got the high torque version of that. You know, the big orange one. That thing is a beast. It's heavy. I mean, it is a bubba. I mean, it sits in the bottom.
Guys that use half-inch drive impact, high torque impacts all day long instead of air, they gotta have some pretty strong forearms.
I'm telling you, or they're not using them all that often. You know, my favorite half-inch drive impact wrench, I sound like a broken record, but it's that little nano Astro pneumatic gun. You know, the size of anything else, and it's got 500 foot-pounds. It's pretty much all you need, you know, unless you're working on something extremely rusty or really, really big. And then I got the Thor. Now Torque Test is telling me my Thor is no good, and I need another Thor, a blue one.
Why is he telling you it's no good?
Well, they updated it. They've got a Gen 2 Thor now that makes more power.
They updated it because Mako just came out with a new air impact they claim has 1,700 foot-pounds of breakaway, which I know is bullshit.
Yeah, you can't compare those two. You really can't, because, you know, you're talking about, I mean, I paid $138 for my Astro. And what's the Matco? You know, that's $700 or $800, isn't it?
The new Maco's probably gonna be 600.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, you're talking about a 600.
I've thrown my Aircat up against. I got guys in my shop talking about those Mako, the ones that claim 1,600 foot-pounds breakaway, and my Aircat outdoes their shit.
That Aircat's a bad motherfucker.
We're running 150 psi in our shop. I mean, we have two 80-gallon compressors. I think 80-gallon, 6 or 8 horsepower. I mean, we got air. We got more air than we know what to do with it.
So the Gen 2 Astro came out, the Thor, right? So now they're selling the Gen 1. They dressed up the casing a little bit. They stamped Earthquake on it, and they're going to sell the Gen 1s at Harbor Freight. I thought that was crazy.
Harbor Freight is really working their way in. It's going to be interesting. Harbor Freight's really working their way into a whole different market than they used to deal with.
Well,
I mean, they got
they're
Mayhew
selling
making. They got Mayhew making shit for them now. I hear they got Lyle
Astro.
Tools. Astro. They got Lyle Tools are going to be making some shit for them now.
Well, they've had Power Probe for a while. Yeah, they're actually selling some usable tools. I mean, they're not heirloom tools, they're not lifetime tools, but they're tools that you could get by with. I mean, it's stuff that, you know, if you worked on stuff a lot at home, you could buy something there that'll last you a lifetime now. You know, I mean, it'd be hard to wear out a set of sockets. The chrome's going to fall off, but there's nothing wrong with those Icon sockets. I just wish they had some 12 points. I won't take them seriously until they release a 12 point.
We got one guy I work with. He's a gear wrench junkie. He's got tons of gear wrench. And he went over to Harbor Freight and he bought some Pittsburgh chrome sockets.
They're the same.
I gotta be honest with you. You put those Pittsburgh chrome sockets up next to his gear wrench.
They're the same forging.
They look absolutely identical, and he's been using them now, and he's had no issues with them.
Yeah, they're the same fucking forging. Them tools are the same forging. I think Cornwell Blue Power is the same forging. I mean, I'm sure that different brands have got, you know, various levels of quality control, you know, and their recipe for the metal going into the mold might be different.
Now, I've never seen chrome come off of snap-on sockets unless they were very rusty. And somebody tried to like restore them and clean them up. I have seen the chrome flake off. And it's not just chrome, it's a nickel chrome plating, I do believe. I personally have never seen it happen on any of my sockets. And some of mine are 20 plus years old.
I don't have anything that old, but I could see where you had, you know, a lot of wear on a socket. You wore through the top layer, but I've never seen the chrome just flake off. Snap-on's got some of the prettiest chrome in the industry.
He said, I think it's a nickel chrome mix. It's a nickel chrome plating mix.
Oh yeah, the gear wrench.
I've never experienced chrome coming off of any of my snap-on chrome tools. Like I said, some of my stuff is 28 years old, to be honest with you, and used on a daily basis.
Yeah, Chef's not a big snap-on fan.
I know, like flank drive ratchet set, my flank drive plus wrench set. I've never lost my 13 mil. I've never lost my 15 mil. I use them all the time, and they're 20. I probably bought them a year after I got in the business. They're 27 years old, and there ain't a bit of chrome that comes off of them.
I have flank drive. I don't have flank drive plus.
In fact, if you polished them up, they'd probably end up with a brand new look to them.
Yeah, they'll come back.
Do I think they're worth the money? honest opinion with what's available on the market out there now? Hell no.
These days, maybe not.
I think if you go with, if you're not worried about a quick warranty issue and all that, I think
Nothing wrong with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's good. The Mac Precision Torques, which helped me tear, they're also branded under another name from Facom, their European company that brands them in another name. You can get them for like a third of the cost
Yeah,
as Mac sells them for.
yeah,
Those are
bad.
solid. Those are solid wrenches. But the Milwaukee wrenches are solid wrenches for the money. Thank you, Tarek. USAG.
I tell you what, Dave, I've got some Proto ASDs. Those are badass. Proto anti-slip design. Now my set's a 6-point set.
The Proto should be really close to the freaking Mac, the Mac wrenches because they're probably made in the same factory.
Probably. I mean, the Proto's been around for forever.
Well, they're both owned by Stanley Black and Decker.
Right. Right, but the Proto wrench is badass.
Well, Proto always made a solid too.
Williams Super Combination's not bad too. I got a whole bunch of wrenches. I mean, Wright, you know, for what I paid for that Wright wrench set, I could have got 4 of them for what I paid for my Snap-ons. I think my Snap-on wrench roll was $1,100, and that's just SAE.
Well, Nick, how much you want to pay for your sockets? We're talking shorts, mid, or deep. Are you talking impact or plane?
That's one thing I can't get myself to do, brother. I can't justify buying Snap-on impact sockets.
They've gotten very pricey.
I looked at the SAE Deep set, and it was like $548.
Out of all impact sockets I've ever used, I mean, the Snap-on makes a very good impact socket. A lot of people bitch they're too soft. If you notice they're wearing out a little bit too much, trade it in. But bang for the buck.
Sunex.
Well, Sunex is okay. I like Gray Pneumatic better.
Yeah, I've got some gray.
A lot of people complain about warranty issues with Gray Pneumatic. I've never had a problem.
Well, if you've got a tool truck guy that deals in gray pneumatic, he's going to get it warranted for you.
Well, I do. My Mac tool truck deals with Gray Pneumatic.
I've got Mr. Joe. He takes care of me. If any of my gray stuff dies, he'll get it warranted out. I'm not going to get it that day. I might not even get it that week, but I'll get it fixed. Tecton's great about their warranty. You send them a picture of your broken shit, and they send you another piece, you know?
If you're looking for mid-grade, Nick, impact grade, Gray Pneumatic. If you're looking for chrome, Tecton.
I have a set of 3/8 dude.
Snap-on. I've been disappointed in
Snap-on?
the new tech things releasing too. I still thought their sockets were pretty decent though, like the chromies. Snap-on,
I like my
American made. Mac tools, American made, and Maco, whoever makes them, USA or Taiwan made sockets. They've gotten a little too proud of them. The price freaking reflects that. I'm sure IR doesn't make their own sockets.
No.
I have no idea who makes Ingersoll Rand sockets, but I'm sure Ingersoll does not make their own sockets.
No, it's got to be Apex Tool.
We talk about a set of half-inch drives, say impact swivels, say 13 through 19 millimeter, probably is $600 set of sockets, maybe more. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm tossing it out my ass. I have no idea. I just know they're not cheap.
Well, none of it's cheap anymore.
Well, you're right. Nothing's cheap anymore. Even an overweight hooker on the corner of the street's not cheap anymore.
Any port in a storm, Dave. No.
What's that?
Any port in a storm.
I feel bad for Adam tonight. He's dealing for 2 hours with the guy that says he's 10 minutes away.
Must be giving it to him.
I've had so many people do that to me.
And,
Well, Sunex and Grady Mac both make excellent sockets for the money, impact grade. I hear Capri's are pretty decent too, but I don't have an experience with Capri sockets, so can't really speak.
they look almost like the same socket.
They're probably coming out of the same plant, but built through their specs.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing their broaching, you know. There's Adam.
Yep, I'm back.
You're on your customer.
All right, everyone in chat.
Fucking traffic is crazy.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Chef. esoteric again. I am.
Have a good night, Nick.
Adam, what's the most used tool in your toolbox, Adam?
Probably my needle scaler.
When I was at 32 years old, my most used tool was not inside my box. It was inside of her box. Now that I'm almost at 50, and not so much no more.
Yeah, some of those photo ratchets that are 1/2 inch drive on one side and 3/8 on the other, and that's pretty much a daily use tool too. I love those photo ratchets.
Aren't the performance tool ratchets the exact same ratchet as another company's? Performance tool, where's that from? O'Reilly's?
I think so.
I'm trying to think. I think somebody told me the same thing as a gear wrench.
In my buddy's machine shop, he has a bunch of those Duralast tools, and those have been great.
Yeah, they've been solid. Duralast, I don't know who's making their stuff, but they've been holding up.
Same as gear wrench. A lot of that stuff is identical to gear wrench.
Customer stopped by, gave me a whole bunch more work to do for him. So. That means I'm not charging. So that means I'm not charging enough.
Well, will the market tolerate a little cost increase?
What are you charging on?
For field welding, I charge $120 an hour. For in-shop machining, I charge $100 an hour.
You're still low.
Yeah. I'm one of the lowest out there, especially for field welding.
Yeah, field welding, you're really low.
Because that includes consumables. To an extent. If I have to do like a exothermic rod pierce or something like that, that's all added on.
Are you racing somebody?
Guy's diving up in traffic up there. He's gonna be dog meat.
Was he on a bike? I didn't know Advanced sells performance tools. I know Advanced sells gear wrench.
Man, we are almost home. Almost. This awful week is officially over.
You start over tomorrow. So bad. Did you ever do any machine work on engines, Adam?
Some the tools that do a lot of the automotive machining work are a lot more specialized, so they can do it a lot quicker than I can. So I'm not real competitive in that market. I do a lot of valve grind. I grind a lot of valves.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a lot of valve seats though?
Not really. I have the machines to do it. On my shaper, I plane a lot of heads down. Well, not a lot of heads, but my automotive machining work, I do get a lot of it screwing up cylinder heads. But there's a lot of automotive machine shops in my area. So, with the right machine, you can set a block right down on there, and they can get you done in like a half hour. So,
Man, Rottler Boring Center. I grew up on the old Sun & Machines and a Burco boring bar. Peterson. Turned into Peterson, the wet deck machines, you had to fill them up with water soluble.
I have one of those automatic boring cylinder bores that you can do with the engine still in the vehicle.
Damn.
I do some of that.
I have never seen that one done. I've seen where they could grind a crank like that.
And then I got a buddy that has all he does is grind cranks, so I send all that stuff to him.
Oh, that's misery.
And he has a huge machine. And
Yeah,
he had
that's
it completely rebuilt. I think he spent like $50,000 on it to have it rebuilt.
Yeah, but once it's yours and you can keep track of your stones and you don't let anybody fuck up your stones,
Oh yeah,
fuck up your corners, it's a piece of cake.
he has big, all kinds of different grit, big wheels and everything for it.
Oh, they're terrifying, man. That thing will kill you.
Yeah. Then he does my he has one of those magnetic crack detecting machines too. You put the powder and stuff on.
Yeah, Magnaflux.
Yeah. Me and him trade a lot of work back and forth.
Ah, okay. We have a Magnaflux at the propeller shop, and then we do that penetrant dye.
Yeah.
Soak them in the green shit, and then spray the developer on and bake it. And you can see the cracks in the black light.
Yeah, his tools are very, very specialized for the stuff that he does.
Right. I
The
worked
thing
in
I'd
an
love to
automotive
get
machine
that
shop.
he has in his shop is he has, a hot dip tank.
Right.
I'd love to have one of those in my shop.
Well, what did we use? It should just be sodium hydroxide and water.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a large enough tank to do a lot of the stuff that comes in.
I still have to shave tonight.
But here, once the season calms down, I'll be doing pretty much nothing but rebuilding hydraulic cylinders all winter.
Back to hydraulic cylinders.
Yep. And a couple of the commercial lawn care companies I do their motor rebuilds in the winter. So I cut them a deal.
What are they? Big AC motors?
No, just big, small, 20 horse and stuff, lawnmower engines.
Oh, okay. Big, small engines.
Yep.
I got a hell of a mower engine sitting next to me on the seat right now. When I get to some light, I'll show you. I got a Tillotson motor here with a billet cylinder head on it. Send some fine young kid hurling to his death at 95 miles an hour on a mini bike.
Thought you were almost home, Frosty.
Almost. Off the freeway. Not soon enough either.
I found these LN 47 ACS. Catch gnats with them. You can accomplish anything.
Subaru.
For some reason, that's one car line I don't see that much as Subarus.
We get quite a few of them out here.
I used to see a lot more of them. I've not been seeing that many of them in recent years. But then again, I don't see too many Subaru dealerships throughout the area anymore either.
You know, I think either you love them or you hate them. You know, a lot of people that own one, you know, will never own anything else, or they'll always own at least one. But until you make that connection, you know, there's really nothing exciting about one of those things.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit jacked when they had reliability issues when they had all that cylinder head issue. When they had head gasket problems.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of people the same way with the Honda. Once they own one, if they treat it right, they'll never buy anything but a Honda. And you also got Toyota customers the same way. Once they owned it, they'll never buy anything but it.
They all make shit boxes. Come on, fucker. Yes.
So how's your steak, Adam?
Good. Very good.
Oh, man, I haven't had a piece of steak in weeks. I have to put my list of demands.
My dog scratching at the damn door. Give me a minute, guys.
Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, I'm officially home. That week is in the books. It was awful. Let's not do it again. Okay, let's see what we got here. Frosty lawnmower engine. you go, Adam.
What's that off of?
Mini bike. Mm, it's a clone of a Honda GX200,
Oh, okay.
but it has a DED billet cylinder head, shaft rockers, high lift, long duration cam, billet side cover, billet connecting rod.
Yeah,
I think it'll easily make 20 horse. It's bored and stroked to 236.
yeah, they make a lot of aftermarket parts for those motors.
Oh, they sure do. It's therapy for me. I got my dragster sitting in the garage and no time to work on it. I could put one of these up on the desk at work and play with it in my spare time if I get any. And I feel like I built something. Plus, you get a lot of big smiles when you jump on the mini bike. I didn't realize how tall this thing was.
Who makes that 3/4 inch telescoping ratchet that the tool trucks sell?
What?
Easy Red?
The
That big
3/4.
3/4 telescoping ratchet.
There's a couple companies that make it. They're probably all made by the same company. They're probably all made by Apex.
Easy Red markets it, right?
Yeah, I think even Harbor Freight has one.
Yeah, they do. Those come out of the reject barrel at Easy Red. Get a new grip. They rebrand them as Schittsburg. I'll tell you what, though. I've got a couple of Harbor Freight. What are they? Pittsburgh professional ratchets. You know, they were just bait for the bagging room guys, so they wouldn't touch my shit. I'd leave these things out for them, and they look like a nice ratchet. Big cushy comfort grip. You know, quick release. They're not bad. You don't want to pull on them real hard.
No, you're right. They're not bad. The only problem with them is
They're not good.
they're opposite. They're Chinese. Off is on,
Yeah.
on is off. I'm talking those
Again,
sensor switch. It's opposite.
yeah.
All my except for the few cat impact sockets I got for my 1-inch impact. I think all my 1/2-inch stuff's all the Pittsburgh Pro stuff. I haven't had a problem with any of it.
No, you probably won't. I mean, rarely do I have a impact socket go bad.
I am going to start making it for the house. See if I can get there while I'm still on my.
Yeah, I went out to my truck.
Now, one Harbor Freight tool I have had and break is I had some of those ball end, the Allen drives that have the socket on the one end. It's like 3/8 drive or whatever. I've broken a number of those.
You're not talking about the little T handles, are you? You're talking about sockets.
Yeah, the ones that have the 3/8 drive, for the ratchet end, and then they're the ball end Allen head on the other. The long ones. They're like probably 4 or 5 inches long.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got some of those out here.
And I use a lot of dead blow hammers. The Harbor Freight orange dead blow hammers do not last very long.
Talking
Trusty
dead blow
cooks.
steel end or soft base?
The orange urethane or whatever the hell they're made out of.
Yeah, but does it have the steel ends on it or soft base?
Soft face. And some of them haven't lasted a week before the orange stuff is all gone and you can see the metal innards of it.
Yeah.
I do have one of the older ones when you used to be able to buy them from the store that had like the 3-foot handles on them. That one's held up.
This one is held up well. Expensive, but and lifetime warranty.
Good bopper.
I got this. It's my big Blue Point one that has the flat spot for setting it on the floor. This thing has been bulletproof.
That's probably actually made. It's a Blue Point.
Yeah.
Probably a trusty cook.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, Snap-on makes their own hammers, right?
I can't tell you what year that started, but Snap-on used to use trusty cook, and they started in such year. Don't know what year that was exactly. They started making their own hammers, but a lot of them that are Blue Point are still trusty cooks.
They're proper. I mean, I've got a bunch of trusties and I love them. But that's the most rebranded hammer on the market.
Yeah, it makes all Macos hammers.
Becton, gear wrench.
I don't think they make Bectons.
Yeah, they make Becton.
They do?
think so. Cook. The new ones, anyway. The old ones were kind of junk.
I just know like Mako makes makes Trusty Cook maybe instead of it being a 44 ounce Trusty Cook, it's going to be a 46 ounce Mako. It's going to be slightly different, but it's still made by Trusty Cook. Trust Cook makes a solid hammer.
Yeah. I have some of the old Cook hammer handles when they used to have the service where they'd re-pour your lead hammer head for you.
Damn.
Yeah.
They do that with brass too?
Not brass as far as I know. I've got a bunch of lead here and a couple molds. I've been meaning to start making some.
I think one of my favorite hammers I have is a snap-on bronze hammer they have. Snap-on decided to use a bronze head on it instead of brass.
Yeah.
They still give you a lifetime warranty on it.
Like this. This hammer here is bronze, and this one's. I've got a bunch of copper hammers. I've got over 100 hammers hanging on my hammer wall.
Damn. I'm jealous.
Those are all hammers.
Trusty Cook and Cook Hammers are a different company.
Oh, I did not know that.
We have a special guest.
The brown eye? Hey!
No, not the brown eye.
Hey, CB.
What's up, Adam? What's up, Rocky? What's up, Dave?
How you doing, sir?
I'm just sitting here BSing with my brother. I checked my email and seen that you sent a link. I didn't even know you were on. I didn't even look to see if you're actually on YouTube. I just clicked on
I
shit.
actually said I had nothing better to do for about a half hour or so I jumped on. But it's been an hour and 40 minutes.
Well, I didn't want to stiff you on another link when you sent it to me again. I was like, oh shit, I better jump on and see what's going on. We're just looking at vehicles to buy. More trucks. I'm trying to see how many trucks I can fit in my yard. The neighbor said if I get one more 66, he's calling me in.
Buy 64 then.
Well, I know. That's what I'm trying to get the whole series.
You bitches say it's not a 66. It's a 64.
No, I was just joking. They're all licensed anyways. They can't do shit about it. They can complain what they want as long as they put tags. Nothing they can do. You know? What were you fellas talking about before I interrupted you?
Hammers.
Hammers.
Adam was showing us hammer collection.
Oh, was he? No, how many hammers you got, Adam? 100?
I crossed the 100 mark the other day.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
That's all. All of that is hammers about 5 deep.
No shit. Wow. You picked all those up at those sales and stuff you went to, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
I crossed the 200 mark on C clamps.
Oh, you can't never have my C clamps though.
No, you got to modify them. So you got to have 3 of each size.
You what?
I like to modify them, for a special purpose. You got to have 2 or 3 of each size.
I don't have enough. I can tell you that much.
Vice grip clamps too.
I'm very much lacking in clamping department. I never did much body stuff or fabrication stuff all my life though. And I'm pretty much if I ever had to weld anything, I was pretty much just hold it with one hand and weld it.
And it's weird because I have all those American made clamps on my welding table. I keep all my Chinese ones because I don't want to risk damaging my American made ones.
Smart
That
man.
makes sense.
Yeah, 'cause they don't make those American made ones anymore. Right?
Yeah, like a real DeWitt.
It's been a while since I've actually looked at, new ones to buy and who makes them.
Does anybody make American made C clamps though?
The last I knew, Wilton and
Snap-on's still
Armstrong was
sold
still
one.
making them, and
Oh,
Proto did.
somebody sent me a message. Supposedly, Snap-on bought the DeWitt factory, and they're moving
Malco?
to Elizabeth, Tennessee.
Good move.
I don't recall who said that. Sent me the message, and I don't recall where I had the message from. It was either Instagram. I don't know. I get messages over 900 platforms, so I can't keep track of them. But I recall somebody saying that they were a Snap-on dealer, and that Snap-on has closed on a deal where they didn't have to buy the plant. They just basically bought the rights from Malco for the Eagle grips or something. I don't know what the story is. The tooling, maybe. I don't know. Not sure. I'm sure we'll hear something more in the future.
Well, Snap-on's locking pliers were junk.
Yeah, they absolutely have needed a locking plier that's for years. But the fact that they were the first ones to buy into Eagle grips and then they closed, I guess that to me would make a good move for them.
Oh yeah.
But they also started doing taps and dies. So, I mean, I don't know how much more they can expand before. Like, I think Elizabeth, Tennessee, where they're doing taps and dies too.
Well, they had to bought another company to do taps and dies. And what are they making them out of?
I'm guessing hardened steel.
Probably high-speed steel.
Yeah.
It is okay. I mean, but there's so many carbon taps out there. Carbon steel taps. Just once you get above 3/8, you're okay. But them little ones like to break off.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have too many problems with it. But if you were, I bet you probably like if you're like Adam. I mean, you probably use stocks a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I use a lot of Cleveland stuff.
I use a lot of rethreaders.
Yeah. The most expensive thing you can buy is a cheap tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it comes with a broken tap extractor.
Where'd you say Snap-on's making their tap and dies now?
I believe it's Elizabeth, Tennessee. Don't quote me on that. I haven't been keeping up with.
They're making their own shit now.
Yeah,
they lost their contract. They lost a contract with Stanley Black and Decker.
Well, the thing is that Irwin plant, when they were moving to their new facility, all the old machines broke when they tried to move them.
Ancient.
And I think there's a little bit of warranty. There was warranty issues anyways. And so they basically just told everybody to pound sand. That's why Echo went to Astro. And now they're getting Asian taps. And Snap-on couldn't get Irwin stuff anymore. So they're on their own. And basically Irwin said, we just don't want to take care of warranties anymore.
There was one point there where everything was Irwin. I mean, whether you got it off a Mack truck or a Snap-on truck.
Or Macco. Yep.
Yeah, or Macco. It was the same set.
Yeah,
Right.
Macco now is Chinese or Taiwanese.
Yeah, it's Taiwanese from Astro. They're using Astro taps and dies.
They don't actually, like, if you have the wild tap sockets, they don't
Nope.
fit. They don't fit them right.
Because they're Asian cut, and
Yeah,
the tap sockets are made for the Irwin USA cut.
Say hi to Mrs. Frosty.
Hi, Mr. Frosty.
Hello.
Mrs. Frosty brought me something home from work today.
You started your new job yet there, Peter?
Yeah. In fact, I got to report there at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Lovely. It's still early for you, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I used to get up at 4 every day. Now I'm just back to getting up at 4. So somehow, this thing made it into my wife's bookstore.
He froze up. I don't see him moving. He just looks like he's Alfred Hitchcock right now. Is it me? Or is he stuck in a shadow? You guys see that too? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh.
Looks like Donald Trump that hasn't shaved in the dark.
Well, I'm going to open this here package and see what it is.
Dave, you're saying that telescoping 3/4 inch drive ratchet is pretty much the same, whichever truck you get it off.
Oh, there you go.
CP's bar person to ask on that. I don't know. Maybe
The 3/4 inch Easy Red.
Yeah, the Easy Red. I don't know if that's the same thing that Harbor Freight's selling or not. But
Is Harbor Freight selling a new one?
I heard they have one that's telescoping.
And that's the telescoping one. Does it have a collar that you pull down?
I haven't seen it. I just heard
The one I've seen has a collar. I haven't seen the one.
Yeah, that's the same as Easy Red then. 100%. What they probably did was went directly to the manufacturer. The Easy Red was getting it made and had the same one made. I doubt. So I've heard that they've undercut a few companies already doing that. They just go because they're Harbor Freight, so they use their buying power and they say, "We'll buy 20,000 units if you make them for us." But I'm sure it's the same one as the Easy Red if it's a collar. Because the Matco version and the VIN version are the same. They have a button, and I like it a little bit better. It's different than the Easy Red. And people think they're the same, but they're not.
Is the head of it pretty solid?
On the Vim or the Matco one?
Yeah.
Yes, I like it better than the Easy Red. But I know a lot of people that have the Easy Red version, and they say it's amazing, and they never have a problem with it. So they're both Taiwanese made. So what is that, Frosty? A boot?
My wife brought it home for me. It looks like a flashlight mount for the Mossberg 590.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. There you go.
It says made in the USA on the package.
My God.
Elzetta.
It doesn't sound USA made, but it says Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh yeah. Found a cool low profile dual drive socket set similar to the rear USA VIN. Low profile dual drive. What's a dual drive? Like say in metric?
Oh, it's a 1/4-inch square drive in the center and an 11mm hex, and it snaps into a little, what do you call it, ratcheting wrench with a snap ring in the middle, like the Astro.
Oh.
What's that company? O'Reilly sells it. They have a set like that.
The Titan one, the Power Torques.
Power Torques.
Okay.
Power Torque sells one like that.
So basically, it's made by somebody in China or Taiwan, and everybody stamps their name on it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what was that company? You figured out what company was making that shit. It's a big company, right?
There's some.
They make like.
Can't remember that's a whole nother ball of wax.
They make like industrial measuring tools and shit. It's a big corporation over there. And I think they were making a lot of the Power Torque stuff.
The best thing is to do is you go to the Google Maps and go to Taiwan and open it up, and you can just scroll through and they pull up the companies and show the pictures of the tools that they have in America.
Oh, there you go.
That's like the easiest way to find all this stuff. 14, this set went from 19 and resupply. Yeah. And then you can go online to some of their websites, and they have a catalog, and you can look at you pick it stuff. The order you can like put together stuff. It's always fun. So, how's everything done today? Since I haven't been able to talk to you and you guys, how you guys all been doing? I guess.
I've been doing good. I've been busy.
Busy.
Dog tired.
Yeah.
Staying busy.
Yeah. It's been a busy last like 2 months. It feels like it's been. I don't even know. Well, I know I hadn't been on very many live streams for 2 months because. What is that? Oh, you got some channel on screwdrivers.
I figured these have got to be discontinued, right?
Those Pratt and Reed ones? Are they the acetate windows?
Yeah. They still got the dust on them from the hardware store.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them down at Kansas City at Harry J. Epstein's.
I figured I'd leave them in the package and use them for a giveaway item or something.
So might as well just pack all that shit away and store it and give it to your grandkids someday and tell them, now make sure you check eBay because this stuff will be worth billions of dollars.
My nephew's going to need some tools pretty quick.
That's the best thing to do with all that stuff that's in the package.
I got the matching bottle opener.
I have never seen a 16, 17, 18, and 19 in a 1/4-inch drive. What the French toast? What the hell would you need? Would the ratchet even be strong enough?
If you're using a snap-on ratchet, yeah.
Yeah. I've had over 100 foot-pounds, I know, on my 1/4-inch long one. And I've had that thing bowed that thing looked like it was a Hoyt. Like a Hoyt or a recurve bow.
Yeah, a compound.
Yeah.
Let's see, I was looking for something in here.
How's the weather been? You guys all dry?
Yeah, but it's hot.
We just got rain tonight, a little bit.
No, it's probably about 55 degrees outside right now. And
Yep. 63 here.
Well, it's not bad.
Probably be in the high 70s tomorrow.
Yep. I love it. The weather's perfect.
We've still been up in the 90s.
What's the
Yeah.
prognosis on
Aren't you
that
in
sugar?
Washington, Adam?
Hmm?
You're in Washington, Adam?
Yep.
And it's 90 degrees there still?
There's a huge difference between the west side of the state and the east side where I live.
Because of the ocean?
Yeah, I technically live in a desert. We get very little rainfall, and it gets hot.
Oh, no shit.
It's not all. There's no pine trees or anything like that when
Oh,
you think of
really?
the Northwest over here.
Oh, because you're towards the, what is that, the Utah side or something?
Closer to Idaho.
Idaho. Yeah, so Idaho is dry, huh? That's crazy. Oh, so you live in you're like close to where all the fun stuff happens then, huh? Jeep trails and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yep. Lots of that around.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff around there. I wanted to go to the zip tag duct tape drags and then kind of cruise up through that area on the way back through Boise. I wanted to go to Boise. There's something in Boise I wanted to look at to buy, and I was going to try to make a big round trip, but I don't know if I can get away long enough. And it's a long drive to Tucson, and then it'd be a even longer drive. It'd take 2 weeks to do the whole thing. I wanted to take a vacation, but just I've never got to explore the Southwest, and I've never been to Idaho. I've never been to Utah. I've never been to Montana. I've never been to New Mexico. And I've never seen the Grand Canyon.
Idaho is kind of flat, but Utah and Montana are absolutely gorgeous just about any time of the year.
The Grand Canyon's quite the sight.
Yeah, well, that's just. I've been wanting to see it ever since I was a little kid, and I never made time. And I'm like, the duct tape drags seemed like a good excuse to go down in that area. I want to go to Tombstone, Arizona, too. I really like the old Western stuff. Really like those old Western towns and stuff like that.
Tombstone's awesome. You ever go down there? I'll be your Huckleberry.
Have you been to Tombstone?
Yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry.
I just like old Western shit.
Bring your peace, bitch.
Where's
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Where's Deadwood?
Out the street in 15
That's in
minutes.
South Dakota. I've been to Deadwood.
Yeah.
It's fun up there, but I don't know, it's so touristy. I don't like that shit. You know, I don't know. It's like I want to go to some places that are like real authentic, and you go up to South Dakota anymore and they kill you. $5 ATM fees everywhere. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I guess time of the year too, but it seems like a good time of the year to go to Arizona. Starting to get cooler in the fall, not 112 degrees. Henry wants to go on a long road trip.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
100 plus degrees in Arizona right now.
Is it still?
You're not going to have like where the highs are in the 80s and 90s until December, January.
Well, it certainly can't be as hot as it was there in June or July. I mean, July and August.
No, it's a little bit cooler, but it's so hot. Mayor's where you're at.
It's a dry heat, though.
That's what they say. 112 degrees, 112 degrees.
You guys get much humidity up there, Adam? Being that you're close to.
No, our side is very, very dry.
So it gets really hot, but it's not really humid.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the state where my dad is, on a swamp.
We get up around 110, stuff like that, but it's very dry.
Yeah. I remember going to I remember when I was in Colorado, we were in Pueblo, and it was like 101 one day. We rode dirt bikes, and it's definitely cooler inside the canyons. Hell yeah. I just never been. It just seems like a fun thing to do. I know that's touristy too, but there's parts of the Grand Canyon that it's so big they can't tourist trap you on everything in it, right?
They can try.
I'd like to go through Yellowstone one day.
You know what? You know what blew my mind about Yellowstone? I didn't realize it was it's like those geysers that are there. That's like the only place in the world that we have hot spring geysers like that.
Huh.
I did not know that. I was watching Sleeper Dude's video. That's kind of part of the reason why it really sparked me on wanting to do this. I watched that guy's video. He took his family on a 2-week road trip, and they went through the Southwest. And he went up through the Grand Canyon stuff. I liked some of the places he went, but a lot of it seemed really touristy, and I don't like to be around that many people in one spot, just because. But he was talking, or he was showing the things from Yellowstone, and it was crazy. I didn't realize that was the only place in the world that you can see those geysers. So Yellowstone is like one of the top 10 tourist places in the world because of that. Pretty interesting. I want to go to the Cody Center for the West too. Buffalo Bill Cody Center of the West or whatever it is. That looks really neat. They have all the Winchester firearms there on
A lot of fun.
on display. Hundreds of them. Best way to hike and camp inside the canyon, North Rim, much less crowded. Hell yeah. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Yes, sir. I got to put a transmission back in the 66. My summer went from I thought I was doing good to spending more money.
What's the prognosis on that thing, CP?
The prognosis is I'm assuming that they had the transmission lines hooked together, so it was just flowing through the transmission and must have tore it out. I haven't got it over. I got to take it over tomorrow to the transmission guy. He didn't want it till Monday, so I'm gonna go drop it off to him tomorrow. And yeah.
So you think it was running with no cooler?
No, I wasn't running with any cooler on it, but I talked to my transmission guy and he said he goes, I never even drove it 20 miles. So, I mean, I drove it around. We drove it a good bit. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't drive it, but we had a hell of a time. We got it off the trailer and we put a fuel pump in it and it started cleaning up good after I started fiddling with the carburetor. Then we took it out for a drive and we went all night, one night late, wasn't it? And everything was fine. So then the next day we go to take it out and we go put gas in it and it blows a tire.
Oh, no.
Shot. So I had to get new tires for it then. Well, there you go. There's a quick expense. So the tires were completely shot on. They were dry rotted, they were junk. So I needed to get new tires. So then I turned around, got new tires. By the time we got new tires the next day, then we took it out and I go to take it for a drive. We went all around town. Hell, we went a lot of places. And then we went forward to the south side of Des Moines. And I mean, we drove this thing all over. And I'm going out to my cousin's house. And as I get on the interstate, gets up to about 55 and I lose third gear.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I ended up taking it home and then we took it home and then we had first and second gear and got all the way home. The next day we go to leave. I had no first gear, barely had a first gear, barely had a second gear. And then it completely lost all of them. So I said, well, let's pull it. I mean, there ain't no sense of pissing around. I thought it was going to, I thought it was a fluid issue. I checked the fluid. The fluid doesn't even look bad, but there was some gray material on it. So I said, whatever, screw it. I mean, it's my buddy he's going to build my transmission for $800. I mean, yeah, it's not like it's cheap, but I don't want, it's not $800 I wanted to spend, but $800 to make sure that, and if you guys seen the video, you seen it was caked anyways with, I mean, it's been in there a while. So I'd rather have that truck be solid, rock solid. So I don't mind spending the $800 on getting the transmission fixed up. My buddy's an awesome transmission guy. So he built my transmission, my truck 5 years ago. So I know he built good shit. He's going to put a shift kit in it, and we're not going to put a stall in it because that truck doesn't have the power for it yet.
Or it doesn't need it.
Huh?
Doesn't need it.
No, and I'm not planning on. I don't think I'm planning on making it really a fast truck. It's got too many original parts on it, so I think I'm just going to try to make it more original. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the service bed. Some days I look at the service bed and I'm like, I want it gone off it. Some days I look at it and I'm like, God, that's just. I could go to car shows and have tools in there and put a whole display of tools in there, and that'd be kind of cool. Just stupid things like that. I don't know. Old tools, put a bunch of old USA tools in there. Like cleaned up. I don't know. Done stuff like that. Put mirrors in the back.
Nothing stupid about it if it makes you happy.
Yeah. But it's got air conditioning, so I'm going to drive around in the summertime. I'll just cruise it around. It is a turbo 400, so it ain't got shit for highway gears. It's always going to suck. It's got 410 gears in it, so it's never going to be good.
No, you'd have to put trans in it.
Yeah. And that's there. I don't want to. If that's the original turbo 400, I don't want to change it. I don't want to take it out because it's got the original 327, the original turbo 400s. I mean, almost everything in it's original. I don't think it's ever been changed anything on it except for the box. So kind of I can't, my feelings are tied to it as just being a good original truck. It looks like shit. Paint's not great, but I don't want the paint to be perfect anyways. It was just a good work truck, really, honestly. So I don't. Old car problems is what I call it. That's all I got. It's old car problems. Standard old car problems. You can keep putting money into those things until your little heart's content.
I have a question for you guys. I was looking at a 2000 F350.
And
it's shifting. I mean, when it shifts, you can feel it. It shifts really hard. And the guy says he has a shift kit in it.
Yeah.
Is that indicative of that?
It lowers the pressure so that your clutches don't slip as much. I always put shift kits in my stuff because I've never had any problems with it. But you'll get a harder shift, and that's why they don't put them in. That's why they don't have them in stuff because people complained about them.
Makes them a little harsh.
Yeah.
And it's to a point where you can't really adjust it out.
Right.
It's very distinctive when it's shifting.
when you get on it, it should be harder when you get on it. It shouldn't be too bad when you're not on it.
No, yeah, it's definitely when I'm on it.
Yeah.
Hard.
It's to make it so it doesn't slip when you're giving it all the beans.
Yeah.
Have you ever drove in a car before and their transmission's getting weak and they'll go, it's kind of where that clutch is slipping in. That's what the shift kit kind of eliminates.
That's how my 2000 E150 is. It's starting to shift really, really high RPM.
Sliding the clutch is going in is what I call it. It's like slipping your foot off the clutch when you're running a manual. My 2002 still gets second gear when I jump on it. It'll chirp the tires. It'll sometimes get it in third. And I've got like 50,000 miles on that transmission. I guess it's debatable whether or not it helps you or not. I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, because he had gooseneck flatbed setup for it for towing, and I was going to take all that off and put a skid for my welding stuff on it. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, he said that's why he put the shift kit in it for. He did a lot of towing of big horse trailers with it.
Yeah, I have my buddy put them in mine, and basically all they are is they drill a couple holes in the deal in the between the valve bodies, the metal gasket between the valve body. All they do is relieve some of the pressure off of some of the areas. So they're when they say shift kit, it's kind of subjective. I think it's a a couple of check balls, and a steel, and they drill some holes into the metal gasket in between the valve body and the transmission. Because all it does is it relieves that pressure in those valleys in the valve body. It's just relieving pressure out of those valleys. That's basically what they're doing. Shift kit. You can look it up on YouTube. I've never looked it up. I don't think because I've seen it done so many times. So I don't know. He uses like an 1/8" drill bit. I just don't know. I've never had any of my transmissions fail, but I'm good at putting new transmissions in everything I buy because I get lucky like that. Every truck I buy or something, I swear to God, I have to put a transmission in it because I'm just lucky like that. At least I know it's done then, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's building my transmission for $600, and he builds me 4L60s for $800 as long as I pay him. So I don't really complain about it because hell, I don't know, it's probably $1,200 to get a turbo 400 built at a shop, at a transmission shop, you know. So I'm getting it built for half price.
I remember when they were $350.
Yep. Well, the sad thing is, I guess I could probably build it myself because there's only like 23 parts in the turbo 400. If I really wanted to, technically, I probably could figure out how to do it myself. I've torn enough of them apart. I should know how to do it. I don't know. It's just like one of those things. It's like, that's the reason why I don't do plumbing. I don't want to take the time to, I only want to, I'd rather let somebody that has done it 100 times do it. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't doing it once. It's tearing it back apart because of a sticky valve, 6 or 7 times that I don't want to get into. Yeah, let somebody who has all the experience do it once.
Well, I watched one of those automatic transmission guys on YouTube. The guy who always disassembles them on the table and stuff.
Yeah, precision transmission.
Like there's a lot of stuff in there. So.
The newer transmissions, there's 42 hard parts and then umpteen different. I think it's 48 or 42 or 48 on the 4L60s. Then you got the newer ones, the 10-speed transmissions. I mean, they're progressively getting more and more. I don't know. Those guys do it so much though. That's exactly it. I don't want to mess around with it. It's just a skill I don't want to learn. I just had a hot water heater put in. I didn't want to put in I could have probably put in a hot water heater. I didn't want to. One of those things. What was that hot water heater? Power vent. Yeah, I had a power vent. I don't know if it was good. I kind of hate it, but mine was getting shitty, so had to do it.
Here you go, CP. This is what I was looking for. Let me get some light.
Actually, it didn't take me that long.
Yeah, you can't show those in the live stream, guys.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. That's black. It's black powder.
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
Not
That's a no-no.
That is not a firearm. It is not a firearm.
I don't know if I'm going to be
Technically,
back
that
to the streams on Fridays or not. I haven't. It just depends. Shoots 200. Oh, Oregon has geyser. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. These suck.
I live 15 minutes from the Oregon border, and I've only been to Oregon like 4 times in my life.
Seriously?
Yeah, I really need to get out more.
Beautiful
it gets
state.
ugly when you cross that border.
I'd like to visit Oregon. My cousins live in or my cousins. Excuse me. My cousin's dad's brother lives in Oregon. He flies planes. Lives out there. He's pretty cool. He lives right by he lives right by the ocean where he's got he always shows pictures of these big cliffs that look amazing, big rock cliffs with the pine trees and stuff hanging over and the water splashing up. Real like picturesque stuff. Just beautiful.
I got a buddy that lives on the eastern side, and they're always talking about becoming part of Idaho, stuff like that.
They've been saying half of California wants to succeed for years. It'll never happen.
Half of California wants to what?
They want to form their own state, some kind of utopia.
You better get after those people, Peter.
Huh?
You better find those people and beat them down.
Nah.
There's too many of them already taking over that state.
Well, that's what they'd lead you to believe that.
They sure do got a lot of crazy things implemented there.
Yeah, it's no fun, let me tell you.
Well, for such an amazing state, they definitely found a way to ruin it.
No, they can't even make movies here.
Seriously?
They can't because they tax them so hard to film on location that it's cheaper
That's
to go.
why they're going all over. They were in Des Moines They were here in Des Moines a couple years back, and they rented out an entire storage unit place, and then they did something and kicked them out, and the storage unit guy was pissed. He's like, these people were going to rent my storage unit for like a whole year, and I would have had it paid off. And they cost the Iowa legislation cost me money because they did something about the movie deal or whatnot.
Yeah, they probably bumped up their tax rate. I mean, think about it. They roll in there, they bring in a crew of 600 or 700 people. That means every grocery store, every convenience store, every hotel, every restaurant, every laundromat is booming. I mean, that's instant revenue.
Oh, tomorrow is 9/11.
Yep.
Instant revenue when you have those people roll through. And then
9/11 was real fucked up.
Well, it's definitely not a bad thing. Like, if they're going to make movies in other states, well, I'm like, what the hell? What does it matter?
They usually leave the place nicer than they found it.
Yeah, I can't see that anybody that ever made movies here has ever. When they did Bridges of Madison County here with Clint Eastwood, everybody said it was a fantastic ordeal. So, any movie I've ever done here, the Field of Dreams. We've never had a movie done here that nobody's ever complained about.
No.
How many years ago was 9/11?
Huh?
How many years ago was 9/11?
9/11 was, what was that? 99?
2001?
2000.
Okay, 2001. Yeah, 9/99 or 9/11 2001. I was laying on my couch. It was 7 a.m, and I woke up and I had one eye, and I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, and it says we're under attack, and that's literally been the worst way to wake up in my entire fucking life to this day. I swear to God, you. If you think that you literally, when you wake up and you look at the TV and you're like, we're under attack, and you're like, this has got to be fake. And I'm thinking, I start going look outside, thinking we're really under attack.
You don't even want to know what I did.
What'd you do?
I was out in the fucking shop working. I went up front to talk to my sales guy. I looked at the TV and I said, "What is this? A new Die Hard movie coming out?" I had no idea that it was the news. I just saw this shit. I actually saw the second plane hit the building and shit. They're like, "No, we're under attack." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
My
I
grandma
sat down.
I
called
thought it was
us.
like a new Die Hard freaking movie, like a commercial for a Die Hard movie, like an ad for one.
My
I sat
grandma
down
called
and-
us and said a nuclear bomb went off in New York.
Oh. I actually sat down with my mom and watched that. We watched the second tower go down. And it was awful.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact time. Maybe it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I remember the sun was coming through my front window of my living room.
Pacific time, it was right around 7 a.m.
Yeah, it was. I know it was
Yeah.
early.
It was
It
earlier
around
in the day.
10 or 11 o'clock in the morning when I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like out on my way out the door to go to work. My mom stopped. And she'd never stop me to tell me not to go to school or go to work. She pulled me in the living room. Didn't want me to go.
Honestly, I've had nightmares that day about napalm nuts and all sorts of shit, thinking, which I know would never happen, but I've had nightmares about it because I woke up like that and I was so confused about what was going on. I was like, what in the shit is happening here? I think they oversold it a little bit because I don't claim that as being under attack. I know it was a horrible situation, but they were attacking. There was 3 planes? 1 hit the Pentagon and 2 hit the towers. Was that all they had? And then they
The
stopped.
one crashed in the field.
Huh?
The one crashed in the field that the
One got
passengers took
shot
over.
down.
Both those planes got shot down.
They got shot down in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They both got shot down. The two that didn't hit the buildings got shot down.
That was a pretty far-fetched headline. We're under attack.
I don't think a plane ever hit the Pentagon either.
No, it did. It crashed outside the Pentagon. I remember something like that, or where they're trying to.
Yeah, you've got to think they could level the top portion of that building, everything above ground, and not really do any serious logistical damage.
Right.
Everything's underground, isn't it?
Most of it, I think, yes. Yeah, it was a little bit dramatic. I mean, I understand the situation was not good, but in my eyes, it was a little bit dramatic by saying we were under attack. I get there was terrorists, but it was a Cessna, and they thought they were, crazy. First plane hit the tower around 84th. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it was, I wanted to say it was around 9 o'clock for me in the Midwest.
Yeah, it must have been close to 8 here, 7:30.
Well, I was going to school. I'm pretty sure. And then they got told to go to school. I had to be at school or college. I was in college at the time, and I didn't have my first class was until like 10:30, and they canceled class that day. And I worked 3 to 11.
I want to say it was 2000 or was it 2001?
2001.
2001. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was 2001. I just looked to double check it. Yeah, it's been a long time now, man. 20. Isn't that crazy? 22 years now. Unbelievable. In my lifetime, the space shuttle exploded. In 87, what was it, 87 when the space shuttle exploded with the teacher?
Wasn't
I
it
saw a
88?
bowling
Yeah,
ball get thrown down.
the Challenger, yeah.
Is it
I,
87 or 88?
I literally saw a man turn into a woman. Caitlyn Jenner or whatever. And I saw the planes hit the towers. I saw the war in the Gulf. And I know a lot of people go through history. You know, people can say they saw JFK, and man, shit happens, right? I mean, no matter what you're going to do, bad people are still going to exist. I guess that's the lesson. Weird, times are going to change no matter what you do. That's a given. You can try to go through living your life as conservative as you want, but something's still going to happen. You know, what's next? That's what you all got to. What's going to happen next? Matter of will, when and what.
One of these days.
I'd imagine the next big event will be a civil war.
Possibly. Or China fucking with us.
For a civil war.
China doing EMP attacks on us.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah. Who's that? I went from 60 hours a week to 8 through 16 hours in one day. It's horrible. The freight industry screwed us because everyone was afraid to buy stuff that Christmas. Oh. Well, fellas, I think I'm going to head to bed. It's almost midnight.
Yeah, I gotta get to bed too.
Yeah,
I appreciate you having me on.
I'm about out too.
Right on.
Thanks for jumping on, everybody. And everybody watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for everything. And keep on keeping on.
Hammer down. We'll see you guys later.
End it.
Bye.